Imagine standing on the ancient battleground of Adwa, where Emperor Menelik II led Ethiopian forces to a historic victory against colonial powers. Picture the formidable Emperor Tewodros II, whose vision for a unified Ethiopia sparked both admiration and controversy. Visualize the resilient Emperor Yohannes IV, defending his nation against external threats with unwavering determination. Envision Emperor Ezana of Axum, embracing Christianity and transforming the spiritual landscape of his empire. And consider the influential Haile Selassie symbol of African unity and modernity. Join us as we delve into the lives and legacies of these 5 monumental figures who shaped Ethiopia's history. Number 5. King Ezana of Axum, the first Christian emperor of Ethiopia, 4th century AD. Ezana of Axum was one of the most influential rulers of the ancient kingdom of Axum, reigning in the 4th century AD. His legacy is marked by military expansion, economic prosperity, and, most importantly, the introduction of Christianity to Ethiopia, an event that shaped the country's history and culture for centuries to come. Ezana was born in the early 4th century AD, the son of Emperor Osanas, or Ella Amida, who ruled over the powerful Axumite kingdom. As a young prince, Ezana was raised in a royal court that was already engaging with the wider world, including Rome, Arabia, and India. Following the death of his father, Ezana ascended to the throne as a child. During his early years, the kingdom was overseen by regents, among them a Syrian Christian named Frumentius, who had been taken in by the Axumite court after surviving a shipwreck. Frumentius became Ezana's tutor and played a critical role in introducing Christianity to the future emperor. As he matured, Ezana fully assumed power and demonstrated remarkable leadership, overseeing a period of military expansion, economic prosperity, and religious transformation. Emperor Ezana led successful military campaigns that expanded Axum's influence across the Horn of Africa. He defeated various neighboring tribes and consolidated Axumite rule over present-day Ethiopia, Eritrea, and parts of Sudan. Inscriptions left by Ezana describe his victories over the Noba, Nubians, and Beja people, ensuring Axum's dominance over trade routes along the Nile. The Kingdom of Axum was a major commercial hub, connecting Africa with the Mediterranean world, the Arabian Peninsula, and India. Ezana strengthened Axum's control over key trade routes, allowing goods such as gold, ivory, frankincense, and exotic animals to flow through the empire. Ezana is best known as the first Axumite ruler to convert to Christianity. Under the guidance of Frumentius, he embraced the new faith and made Christianity the official religion of Axum. This moment was monumental, as it established Ethiopia as one of the earliest Christian states in the world. Long before many European nations adopted Christianity, Ezana played a crucial role in spreading Christianity throughout the Axumite Empire. He ordered the construction of churches and promoted Christian symbols, replacing traditional Axumite religious imagery with crosses on coins and inscriptions. His conversion also strengthened ties between Axum and the Roman Empire, which had recently adopted Christianity under Emperor Constantine. This alliance allowed Axum to become a recognized Christian power in global geopolitics. Under Ezana's reign, Axum flourished as a cultural and architectural center. He continued the tradition of erecting stelae, obelisks, monumental stone, pillars that marked royal tombs and significant events. Axum remained one of the richest kingdoms in Africa during his reign, thriving on trade and agriculture. Ezana's administration ensured stability, allowing commerce to flourish along the Red Sea and Indian Ocean routes. Although the exact date of Ezana's death is unknown, his reign likely lasted several decades. After his passing, his successors continued to promote Christianity, further embedding it into Ethiopian identity. Ezana's most profound impact was religious. His decision to adopt Christianity shaped Ethiopia's national identity for centuries. Even today, Ethiopia remains a majority Christian nation, with the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewodros Church tracing its origins back to Ezana's reign. Ezana left behind numerous inscriptions in Ge'ez, Greek, and Sabaean, which provide valuable insights into his reign. These inscriptions, along with his coins and monuments, offer a glimpse into Axum's power and Ezana's leadership. Modern Ethiopians regard Ezana as a foundational figure in their history, often celebrated as a warrior king, religious reformer, and unifier of the Ethiopian nation. Ezana of Axum was more than just a ruler. He was a visionary leader who transformed Ethiopia through military conquests, economic advancements, and religious reforms. By adopting Christianity and integrating Axum into the global Christian world, he left a legacy that continues to shape Ethiopian identity today. His reign marked the golden age of Axum, securing his place as one of the greatest emperors in Ethiopian history. Number 4. Emperor Tewodros II. Tewodros II, born as Kasa Haile Georgis around 1818 in the rugged highlands of northwestern Ethiopia, rose from a life of hardship and regional turmoil to become one of Ethiopia's most transformative and controversial emperors. Reigning from 1855 until his tragic death in 1868, Tewodros II sought to unify a fractured nation, modernize its institutions, and end centuries of feudal rule. Born into a turbulent era marked by regional divisions, young Kasa faced early challenges that shaped his resilient character. Despite his modest beginnings, his exceptional military talent and determination helped him gather a loyal following. As he advanced through local conflicts and regional skirmishes, Kasa earned a reputation as a fierce warrior and astute strategist. In 1855, his growing influence culminated in his coronation as Emperor Tewodros II, marking the start of a bold, new chapter in Ethiopian history. Once on the throne, Tewodros II set out to centralize power and dismantle the long-standing feudal structure that had long divided Ethiopia. He introduced sweeping reforms to streamline the administration, reform the military, and create a more unified state. Tewodros II envisioned an Ethiopia that could stand alongside modern nations. He sought to build stronger governmental institutions, standardize legal systems, and improve the overall governance of the empire. His efforts laid the groundwork for future modernization, influencing later emperors such as Menelik II. Despite his ambitious reforms, Tewodros II faced relentless opposition from regional warlords and entrenched aristocrats who resented his efforts to consolidate power. His determination to forge a unified nation also led to conflicts with neighboring territories and European interests. Tensions escalated when he took bold actions against British officials, a move that eventually provoked a punitive military response. In 1868, a British expedition led by General Robert Napier was dispatched to subdue him and restore stability to the region. Cornered and facing overwhelming odds, Tewodros II chose to end his own life rather than surrender. In the fortress of Magdala, as defeat loomed large, he committed suicide on February 9, 1868, a decision that marked a dramatic and sorrowful end to his tumultuous reign. Tewodros II is remembered as a visionary leader whose efforts to unify Ethiopia and institute modern reforms left a lasting impact. His determination to centralize power and challenge the status quo helped pave the way for the later unification and modernization of the nation. Despite his tragic end, his legacy endures in the spirit of Ethiopian nationalism and pride. Tewodros II remains a potent symbol of resistance against internal fragmentation and external imperialism, inspiring countless Ethiopians and historians alike. His reign, though short-lived, is celebrated for its bold ambition and dramatic narrative, a true testament to the complexities of leadership in a time of transformation. Today, Tewodros II is studied as a pioneering reformer whose life story encapsulates the struggles and triumphs of Ethiopia's journey toward modernity. Tewodros II's remarkable journey, from his challenging birth to his audacious reign and ultimate sacrifice, continues to resonate as a defining chapter in Ethiopian history, embodying the relentless pursuit of unity, progress, and national pride. Number 3. Emperor Yohannes IV. Emperor Yohannes IV, who reigned from 1872 to 1889, remains one of Ethiopia's most revered rulers, a leader whose life was defined by relentless military courage, deep piety, and unwavering commitment to defending his nation. Although details of his exact birth date remain somewhat shrouded in history, Yohannes IV is believed to have been born in the early 19th century in the Tigray region of northern Ethiopia. Raised in a noble Tigrayan family, he was steeped in the traditions and values of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church from a young age. These formative years instilled in him a deep sense of duty, honor, and religious conviction. Rising through the ranks amid the constant turmoil and fragmentation that characterized Ethiopia in the mid-1800s, Yohannes demonstrated exceptional military and political acumen. By uniting various Tigrayan factions and extending his influence over neighboring territories, he laid the groundwork for his eventual ascension to power. In 1872, his leadership and strategic prowess culminated in his coronation as Emperor of Ethiopia, a turning point that would forever alter the nation's course. As Emperor, Yohannes IV sought to strengthen the fragmented Ethiopian state. He implemented reforms aimed at centralizing authority and streamlining administration, all while fostering unity among the diverse peoples of the empire. His reign was marked by efforts to modernize the military and fortify Ethiopia's defenses against external threats. Yohannes IV is best remembered for his staunch defense of Ethiopia against powerful adversaries. He led vigorous campaigns against Egyptian forces that threatened Ethiopian sovereignty along the Red Sea coast. Perhaps his most celebrated military endeavor was his resistance against the encroaching Mahdist forces from Sudan. Yohannes's determination to protect his people and preserve Ethiopian independence was vividly demonstrated in these conflicts. Throughout his reign, Yohannes IV personally led his troops into battle. His leadership was characterized by tactical brilliance and personal bravery on the battlefield. His campaigns not only secured Ethiopia's borders, but also served to cement national pride and unity. The fierce resistance he mounted against the Mahdists, in particular, became emblematic of Ethiopia's resolve to remain free from foreign domination. In 1889, while engaged in the struggle against the Mahdist forces, Yohannes IV met his fate in a climactic battle near the town of Galabat. Despite his tactical acumen and the valor of his troops, the overwhelming pressure from the Mahdist army proved insurmountable. Faced with the prospect of capture and the collapse of his hard-fought empire, Yohannes IV chose to embrace martyrdom rather than surrender. His death in battle on October 10, 1889, was a profound loss for Ethiopia. Yet, in the hearts of his people, Yohannes IV became immortalized as a martyr, a symbol of unyielding resistance and the enduring spirit of Ethiopian independence. Yohannes IV's legacy is defined by his commitment to unifying a divided nation. His leadership during a turbulent period helped forge a collective Ethiopian identity that transcended regional and ethnic divides. The emperor's efforts laid the foundation for a more centralized state and inspired subsequent leaders in their own quests for national unity. His decisive victories and bold military strategies have been celebrated in Ethiopian folklore and history. Yohannes IV's campaigns not only repelled foreign invasions, but also fostered a deep sense of pride and resilience among Ethiopians, making him a lasting symbol of national resistance against external forces. Deeply devout, Yohannes IV is remembered for his steadfast support of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. His reign was marked by an intertwining of religious faith with statecraft, a legacy that continues to influence Ethiopia's cultural and spiritual landscape today. In classrooms, museums, and public memorials throughout Ethiopia, the memory of Yohannes IV is preserved as a beacon of courage and visionary leadership. His life's journey, from a modest Tigrayan upbringing to his ultimate sacrifice on the battlefield, remains a source of inspiration for generations, reaffirming the values of unity, bravery, and national pride. Emperor Yohannes IV's life, marked by both brilliant military achievements and poignant sacrifice, endures as one of the most defining chapters in Ethiopian history. His legacy continues to resonate, symbolizing the timeless struggle for freedom and the indomitable spirit of the Ethiopian people. Number 2. Emperor Menelik II. Menelik II, Emperor of Ethiopia from 1889 until his death in 1913, remains one of the most celebrated figures in Ethiopian and African history. His life, from his early years as a Shewan prince to his transformative reign, shaped the destiny of Ethiopia, ensuring its independence and laying the foundation for modernization. Born in 1844 in the Kingdom of Shewa into the Solomonic dynasty, Menelik II, born Lij Sahle Mariam, was steeped in a legacy that claimed descent from King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. His noble lineage and the turbulent political climate of Shewa set the stage for his ambitious future. Following his father's death, Menelik navigated internal power struggles and regional rivalries. Through strategic alliances, astute diplomacy, and military skill, he gradually consolidated power over Shewa, earning respect and authority among his people. In 1889, after years of proving his leadership on the battlefield and in politics, Menelik was crowned Emperor of Ethiopia. His ascension marked the beginning of a reign that would significantly expand and modernize the nation as this Emperor Menelik II embarked on expansive military campaigns, unifying disparate regions and ethnic groups. His conquests extended Ethiopia's borders, transforming it into a powerful and centralized state. The historic Battle of Adwa, 1896. One of Menelik's most enduring legacies is his leadership during the Battle of Adwa. Facing an invading Italian force, his well-organized and determined army secured a decisive victory. This monumental triumph not only repelled colonial ambitions, but also became a symbol of African resistance against European imperialism. Menelik II's reign was characterized by significant modernization initiatives. Initiatives to develop roads, telegraph lines, and early plans for railway systems laid the groundwork for a modern state. By forging diplomatic relationships with European powers and signing treaties, Menelik ensured international recognition of Ethiopia's sovereignty. He modernized the Ethiopian military by incorporating new tactics and technology, strengthening the nation's defense capabilities. The victory at Adwa under Menelik II's leadership became a rallying cry for African nations, symbolizing the possibility of resisting colonization and asserting independence. His efforts in unifying and modernizing Ethiopia have left an indelible mark on the nation. Many of the administrative structures, infrastructural developments, and cultural reforms initiated during his reign continued to influence Ethiopia long after his death. Menelik II's ability to bring together diverse regions and peoples under a single national identity fostered a sense of unity and pride that endures among Ethiopians to this day. His successful navigation of international politics not only protected Ethiopia from European domination, but also positioned it as a respected player on the global stage, a legacy that has inspired subsequent generations of leaders. Emperor Menelik II's life story is one of resilience, visionary leadership, and transformative impact. From his early days in Shewa to his crowning achievements as emperor, his reign redefined Ethiopia's trajectory, safeguarding its independence and steering it toward modernization. Today, Menelik II is celebrated not only for his military and political victories, but also for the lasting legacy of unity and progress that continues to inspire Ethiopia and the broader African continent. Number 1. Emperor Haile Selassie. From royal heir to global icon, 1930 to 1974. Born Tafari Makonnen on July 23, 1892, in the small village of Ejersagoro near Harar, Haile Selassie was born into the Ethiopian aristocracy. The son of Ras Makonnen, Volde Mikhail, an influential general and close confidant of Emperor Menelik II Tafari, was groomed for leadership from a young age. His exceptional intellect, charisma, and dedication to public service propelled him through the ranks of Ethiopian nobility. In 1930, following years of military and administrative service, he was crowned Emperor Haile Selassie. marking the beginning of a transformative reign for Ethiopia. Haile Selassie's early reign was marked by bold reforms aimed at modernizing Ethiopia's government, legal system, and educational institutions. However, his rule faced a grave challenge when Italy invaded Ethiopia in 1935. During the Italian occupation, 1936-1941, Haile Selassie was forced into exile. His impassioned plea to the League of Nations, delivered in a historic speech in 1936, highlighted the plight of his nation and rallied global sympathy. With the help of Allied forces, he returned to Ethiopia in 1941. His comeback not only restored national pride, but also set the stage for further modernization efforts. Throughout his reign, Haile Selassie spearheaded several initiatives to transform Ethiopia into a modern state. He invested heavily in infrastructure, building roads, schools, and hospitals to unify the country and promote development. In 1945, under his visionary leadership, Ethiopian Airlines was established. Today, it stands as one of Africa's most successful and respected carriers, symbolizing Ethiopia's integration into the global economy and commitment to progress. Haile Selassie played a pivotal role on the world stage by helping to found the Organization of African Unity, OAU, in 1963, now the African Union. His diplomatic efforts fostered African unity and cemented Ethiopia's status as a key player in international affairs. Relationship with the Rastafarian movement. Beyond his political and economic achievements, Haile Selassie became an enduring cultural icon through his relationship with the Rastafarian movement. For Rastafarians, he is revered as the earthly representation of Jah, God, and the living Messiah, a belief that has helped shape the spiritual and cultural identity of millions around the world. His image and teachings have inspired reggae music, art, and a unique cultural movement that transcends geographical and political boundaries. Despite his remarkable achievements, Haile Selassie's reign came to a dramatic end in 1974 amid mounting economic challenges, political unrest, and widespread dissatisfaction with autocratic rule. He was deposed in a military coup, and his reign closed a significant chapter in Ethiopian history. Although his death in 1975 marked the end of an era, his legacy endures. Many of the institutions and reforms he initiated continue to influence Ethiopia's political, economic, and social landscape. His leadership helped shape a vision of a united and modern Africa, and he remains a potent symbol of resilience and progress. Through the Rastafarian movement, Haile Selassie's influence resonates globally, inspiring generations with his message of hope, dignity, and self-determination. Haile Selassie's extraordinary journey, from his early days as a royal heir to his enduring legacy as a modernizer and spiritual icon, continues to inspire and shape Ethiopia and the world. His contributions to nation-building, global diplomacy, and cultural identity remain deeply etched in history. As we conclude our journey through the lives of Ethiopia's greatest emperors, we hope their stories have inspired and enlightened you to continue exploring the rich tapestry of Ethiopian history and culture. Subscribe to Tales of Ethiopia. By subscribing, you will join a community passionate about uncovering the nation's past, ensuring you never miss our latest episodes. Click the subscribe button below and embark on more adventures with us.